Hey everyone, happy to have you here with me once again. Welcome back. Today, as you can see in the title, we're introducing a new project. And to be honest, I don't know how this is going to go because I'm focusing in so many products right now, and I decided to join a product where you need to focus in an extra palette. So as you can see in the title, I'm going to start the Level Up project created by Sophie Alexandra. And I have to admit that when she first mentioned that she was going to do and create this project, and I started seeing a couple people joining, I wasn't really interested. It wasn't something that I wanted to do for myself. But lately, I don't know why, something changed, and I feel like I want a project where I need to focus in a palette, but not only in one shade, but the whole palette. And in that sense, this project is perfect because in case this is the first video of this type that you're watching, the whole idea is that you have different levels. And for example, in level 1, you randomly select a palette and you need to use every single shade in that palette once and hit one pan. And then you move up to level 2, you level up. And in level 2, you need to randomly select a palette, but use 2 times each shade and hit 2 pans. And that way you move forward. So yeah, I decided to join. I don't know which kind of palettes I'm going to get in this project, and I'm a little bit scared, but I will have a couple of rules. First, in my plus 20 shades in a palette, if a palette has over 20 shades, that palette it's only going to be eligible for level 1 and 2, because I think my bigger palette has 35 shades and I wouldn't be able to use each one of those 35 shades, for example, 4 times for level 4 and also hit 4 pans. That will be way too difficult for me. So those bigger palettes will be only eligible in the first 2 levels. That's what Haley does, and I think it's a great idea. But also, I won't be working in any palettes that I already have in other projects. So if, for example, I have right now my Naked Honey palette in my whole collection project pan, so in case I roll in that palette, I'm going to re-roll, and I will be able to roll that palette again in a different point. But right now that I'm already focused on it in a different project, I don't want to how do you say it, double focus in a product. And maybe in my Pando's eyeshadows, I don't want to count my pans in my Pando's eyeshadows as pans in this project and that kind of stuff. But this is an introduction, it's already too long. My idea is to start, I want to get to level 5 and then decide if I want to start over or if I want to just leave the project there. But it will be lovely to be able to work in all of my palettes in this project, but pretty much impossible because right now I have 64 palettes in my collection. And I don't know why, I wouldn't mind to have 65. I like even numbers, and I know 65 is an odd number, but it's like the more even number in the odd numbers. Okay, but I wouldn't mind to have 65, but that's out of the subject. We have 64 palettes. I'm not going to ever roll my Focus palette. That is the Sweetest palette from Beauty Creations, because that palette is already my Focus palette in my Pando's eyeshadows. So that means that we have 63 eligible palettes. And today we're going to be randomizing the first palette. I'm really nervous. I don't know what I'm going to get. But yeah, I'm going to be randomizing a number in my computer because my second phone that I use to use the Pretty Random apps and the Tiny Decisions, the battery is dead. So let me grab my computer and we're going to be randomizing our first palette. I'm really scared and anxious and excited at the same time. So here I have my computer and you can see that I'm going to randomly select a number between 1 and 63. So let's generate our palette. Okay, I'm nervous. And we're going to get number 29. Okay, that's a good number because I have my oldest palettes in the beginning of the list and the newer at the end of the list. So number 29, an oldest but kind of newer palette, so I'm happy. I like that number. Let's see. Oh my god. Okay, I guess it's a good palette. Oh my god, there is so much noise right now. I'm sorry, but I need to have my window a little bit open because my cat is at the balcony and she's a monster. I'll just say that. Okay, but number 29 is The Child palette from the collaboration between The Mandalorian and ColourPop. And ColourPop shades are really hard to hit pan on, so that's going to be a huge challenge. But at the same time, I'm happy. We almost got the Jackie Aina palette with ABH, and that would have been great. But I think the Child palettes, it's a good palette too. So yeah, I'm going to grab that palette. I'm really excited, and we're going to talk about what are my plans for this palette. Okay, here I have The Child palette from ColourPop. If this is the first time that you're seeing this palette, this is how it looks in the inside. I'm going to try to film the swatches of this palette so you can see it a little bit clearer. And now, since this is the first level, I need to use each one of the shades in this palette once and hit one new pan. Right now I don't have any pans in this palette, so basically I could use whatever or everything. But I don't know, what do I want to do? Okay, first, my favorite shade in this palette is this one over here, the Force, but I'm already working in two similar shades in different projects, so that wouldn't be a good idea. Maybe I could go with just like a Tatooine, yeah, because it's a pretty easy shade to wear, like a transition shade that I could use every day. But I think I have used that shade quite a bit, and it has a slight pan, but I think it will be a really big challenge to try to hit pan on that one. I don't know. I guess I'll just play around with this palette to see how I feel and see what I want to pan. You might have heard that I'm really bad using green, so this is going to be a challenge. And in case you have been watching my Deck of Panning project pan, I need to hit 10 uses in a green shade, and I've been working on it for around 3 or 4 months. So maybe rolling in this palette, it's going to be like a motivator. It's going to motivate me to reach for that other shade, since now I'm going to be working in other greens. But yeah, I have no idea what I want to do. And now I'm thinking, do I want to roll another number? Do I want to roll the level 2 right now, or do I want to only focus in one level at a time? That will be fun, but no, we won't do that because I'm already working in too many eyeshadows, and if I have even more, I'm going to go crazy and not use any of them. But yeah, that's everything for this video. I'm really excited to have gotten this palette in particular. It's so freaking cute. It's a really nice palette. And I still don't know in which shade we're going to try to get a pan. But yeah, that's everything for today. Thank you so much for joining. If you have any ideas of how to create looks with this palette, please let me know, because as I said, I'm really bad creating green looks. But yeah, that's everything, and I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye!